Morning, guys. I'm trying to get these two shows out this morning before the kids wake up. Got myself another coffee. I would say today is one of the most serious days I've had since we started defending Elvis. Yeah. Um, Honestly, guys, I'm blown away by just how horrific these accusations are. Um, It does seem like they've been made by Bridget Cruz and her associates to do with the lawsuit. There's two lawsuits, isn't there, guys? Um, um, did Priscilla Presley pull the plug on her own daughter so that she could keep power, so that she could be the queen of Gracelands? Wow. I mean, come on, guys. I know you Elvis fans have been saying for a couple of years now that this may have happened. Pull the plug, the DNR, make the decision. Oh, I can't say it this morning. Make the decision uh, to do not resuscitate. Very scary. Obviously, there was a period of time where, from what I can see, Riley was on an aeroplane. Danielle, Lisa's daughter, Priscilla's granddaughter. Now, there is a pretty good YouTube channel called Spotlight Spy, so I'm going to try and go on there. And she does recall the events of every single thing that happened to poor Lisa Marie, going way back to when she was at the Global Awards ceremony for the Elvis biopic, Baz Luhrmann's, with Jerry. I think obviously, we know she sat with Priscilla. She did a few little interviews, didn't she? Man, to the moment that the machine was, or the do not resuscitate thing happened. So we need to try and do a bit of homework, try and understand step by step, minute by minute, even the phone call reporting, the 9/11 type phone call that says that Lisa Marie was in trouble. We know that Priscilla very quickly came out with a report that Lisa Marie something was going on, yeah, which I've always found that a little bit odd. Priscilla was very quick to do a press release, very quick. So guys, I'll be honest with you, I've we run Defending Elvis, don't we? Defending Elvis, and the amount of people that say, Elvis fans, oh, Elvis doesn't need defending. Now when I say Defending Elvis, we defend Elvis and Lisa and Riley and Finley and Harper and Gladys and Vernon and Benjamin. We defend the bloodline. This is probably the most important video we've ever made. We've made two. This is the second one this morning. The first one is called "Did Priscilla Pull the Plug?" And then this one, yeah. So this is they're linked, yeah. This is more details about the lawsuit. The 50 million power struggles over Graceland, the business empire. This is why we defend, yeah. There are some very extreme things that are being said about Elvis by his own family, by his stepbrothers, by his cousins, by his ex-wife, Priscilla. There's many things that have gone on that are very unfair to Elvis, yeah? This is, in my opinion, it's just a fairy tale, a book of lies, yeah? A fake fairy tale, a reinventing of the truth. I personally feel that Priscilla, way back in the early 80s, maybe even late 70s, has been playing a game that has tricked us and conned us into believing that what she went through, she was the victim, Elvis was the bad guy. I'm not going to go into detail now because there's too much to go through. We've been through it hundreds of times. I keep saying the public have been very gullible, and have fallen for all this bullshit. I also think the public early on really did get drawn into this whole that Elvis was just this fat druggie that was selfish and all he cared about was shagging lots of girls. It's so far from the truth. Yeah, there's so much more to it, guys. If you have to break down the story, you have to year by year, month by month, you have to understand, going right back to Tupelo, Mississippi, where Elvis was born, and then you have to understand year by year just how fantastic Elvis was. Yeah, It really is a rags to riches story, but not just that. A beautiful Christian boy with a great heart, a lovely, caring, loving heart. Everything has been twisted and warped into something very odd. Very odd. Yeah? His own family betray him again and again, but they're hero worshipped. The people that trashed Elvis the most, including Priscilla, in these early interviews in the 80s, were disgusting. They really did make Elvis look bad, and everyone fell for it. Everyone believed it. This is why we run a Defending Elvis channel, guys. This is, you know, to the Elvis fans that say Elvis doesn't need defending, shame on you. Shame on you. Now, we, of course, defend Lisa Marie. Of course we do. Elvis's daughter. She was lovely. She was beautiful. She's always portrayed unfairly. Like she was this extremely rebellious, antisocial teenager that just was nasty to everyone, that wasted all her money, that had loads of terrible marriages. It's so unfair. There is so much more to Lisa Marie than the crap that people repeat. Even Elvis fans say it. Even Elvis fans trash poor Lisa Marie. They're only loyal to Elvis. How would Elvis feel? You Elvis fans that are only loyal to Elvis and Gladys, how would he feel about the fact that you trash his own daughter? Shame on you. Yeah. So we really do have a problem here with Elvis fans that are loyal to the wrong people. Yeah. Loyal to the people that have trashed Elvis. Loyal to the people that have trashed Elvis. You get it? Billy Smith, cousin Billy, and Joe Smith grew up with Elvis. Elvis was so good to them. Trashed him again and again and again in tabloids, documentaries, biographies, books, whatever. Elvis does need defending. Elvis does need defending. And so then, so when things come along like this, and suddenly we have to get our defending hat on for Lisa, because she deserves it. Lisa was a lovely human being. She had a beautiful heart. The fact that people judge her the way they do, Elvis fans are so cruel. What did Lisa go through? Lisa went through hell at the abuse, the alleged abuse of Michael Edwards, Priscilla's boyfriend. Priscilla may have known it was happening. I'm trying to find the book. Michael Edwards knew about it. Michael Edwards admitted it in his book. Lisa said it on the Howard Stern show. Priscilla's boyfriend, 6 to 7 years they were together, whilst Priscilla was off out pursuing her career, her ambitions, being famous, being a TV star, making money. Other men, maybe even having a problem with cocaine and partying, getting too drunk. An open relationship, some say. Everything I'm saying on this show is for entertainment purposes only, not a fact, just an opinion sharing discussion YouTube channel. That's all we are, guys. Poor Lisa Marie, what has happened to her? What has happened to poor Lisa Marie? Will we ever know the truth? Will we ever know the truth? Was the plug pulled? These allegations are disgusting. Literally disgusting. Let me just quickly read the headlines of the allegations. We've already done this in part 1, so I don't have time to go through it today, guys. But to all you people out there that try and tell us off for defending Elvis, defending Lisa, defending the bloodline, shame on you. This is a perfect example of just why you guys need to just defend Elvis and stop supporting these ridiculous people that are trashing Elvis again and again for money. For money, as we speak. The people that trashed Elvis the most are making money off Elvis's back. Off Elvis's back. It's not right. It's not right. It's unfair. Elvis would be horrified. Right. And that includes Priscilla. Yeah. So, you know, I'll just show it you guys. Look at that. Look at those horrific words. I know it's a bit blurry. Let's see if it'll focus. Priscilla Presley pulled the plug on Lisa Marie to control Elvis's estate. Priscilla calls allegations malicious and lies. Of course, Priscilla's lawyer's going to come out say it's lies. Now, these are very, very, very extreme things. Yeah, I'm not going to say true if they're true or not. I can't. This is too serious. I'm not going to get myself in trouble, but this is serious stuff, guys. Fans are very concerned. I will say one thing though. Whilst running Defending Elvis, many people have been saying this to me. Do you know about the pulling the plug, the DNR, the do not resuscitate? And I've always felt it was just too horrifying to even think that it could be true. Now there's a possibility that it is true. Bridget Cruz, by the sounds of it, is making these allegations within her lawsuit. It's horrifying, guys. I'm scared that there's truth to this, because this is serious. This is big news. This is the biggest day since I started this channel. Very, very concerning. Right, so let's see if I can quickly read it before the kids wake up. If they do wake up, I might have to come back to a part 2. We're definitely doing a live on both topics. So the pulling the plug topic and the Priscilla Presley sued for 50 million amid power struggle over Graceland's business empire. 2 separate live streams, as well as these 2 videos that we're going to post live as well. It's too serious. I think there's already at least one other YouTube channel that has covered this. Yeah. But my guess is all the main ones will. Rhonda 100% will, off Presley Mania. Right. So Elvis Presley, let's start from the beginning. Priscilla Presley sued for 50 million amid power struggle over Graceland business empire. Elvis Presley's ex-wife is mired in litigation over her handling of her name, image, and likeness. So I want to keep this bit short. Part of the deal when Bridget Cruz and Priscilla got together and signed all these contracts was Priscilla signed over her name, image, and likeness. Bridget is basically saying, hang on a minute, you'd already sold the Presley name. Yeah? So to cut a long story short, this is the basis here, I think, of whatever we're going to read now. I have not read this yet. Yeah? This has been sent to me by quite a few people. Jane and Rick and many other people have sent me this today. I woke up with a barrage of emails. Right, Priscilla Presley has been sued by her former business partners who accuse her of fraud and breach of contract, leaving them on the hook of massive damages after she falsely claimed ownership of her last name and brand, despite secretly selling those rights decades ago. They claim she failed to disclose the sale while securing lucrative investments, leaving their business in ruin. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think it was secretly done. As far as I know, if you go back, you can go on Google and find this. When Bob Silliman, the billionaire, swooped in, proudly buying Elvis, is how he called it, buying Graceland. Well, not Graceland, buying Elvis Presley Enterprises. Not Graceland's always was kept with Riley Keough. I mean, with back then, Lisa Marie and Priscilla was acting on her behalf. Yeah, Lisa Marie had allowed Priscilla to carry on running things. Yeah, even the sale, Elvis Presley Enterprises sale, Lisa Marie was involved in that. But I really feel she was badly advised by Priscilla. It's just my opinion. I think Priscilla, because financially she gained a lot in these deals, large amounts of money, encouraged poor Lisa Marie, who really was out of her depth, was not a businesswoman, to sell 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises. It should never have happened. It should never have happened at the hands of Priscilla. Sorry, guys. People try to blame Lisa for it. Nah. Lisa was hoodwinked. Priscilla was allegedly given a 6.3 million backhander for giving the Presley name over, but she didn't even own the Presley name because she had divorced Elvis. So all of it crazy. So let's have a look. So Priscilla Presley has been sued by former business partners who accuse her of fraud and breach of contract for leaving them on the hook for massive damages after falsely claiming ownership of the last name and brand, despite secretly selling those rights decades ago. I don't know if it was secretly done, but I have read many times that Priscilla got a massive backhander for handing that name over from Bob Silliman. I personally think Priscilla was a big part of why that deal went through. And I think his way of Bob thanking Priscilla, Bob Silliman, the billionaire, the way he thanked Priscilla was this 6.3 million. I also think Priscilla has been making a lot of money that she shouldn't have been making at the expense of Lisa Marie. And I think it went on for decades as well. I think there's a lot of money that's changed hands. Everything I say is just an opinion, not a fact, just for entertainment purposes. This is a discussion YouTube channel. Yeah. In a lawsuit filed in California State Court on Wednesday, Bridget Cruz and Kevin Fialco, who I think is also her husband, the heads of Priscilla Presley Partners, say they were caught in a crosshairs of a behind-the-scenes power struggle over the family's trust. They seek at least 50 million in damages. So this is big news, guys. Yeah. Now, obviously, Bridget Cruz is going for it. Now, we know Bridget Cruz has joined our show many times. We've discussed the lawsuits many times. Bridget Cruz has always been very friendly to me, but I am concerned about her involvement with Priscilla in the past and after the lawsuit as well. I do feel Bridget was trying to help Priscilla go against Lisa's wishes on the amendments and to do with the burial at Meditation Garden with Priscilla, and large amounts of monies were being negotiated. I do think Priscilla tried to get control. It wasn't going to happen, so eventually they settled. Yeah, I personally don't think Priscilla should have got one penny, because every penny Priscilla was given is the grandkids' money, Lisa Marie's daughter's money, not Priscilla's. So she literally has taken money out of her grandkids' pocket. So I'm horrified by that. Yeah, Priscilla had her own money. She didn't need to take more money out of her grandkids' pocket. I really believe that. That's regardless of the lawsuit. Yeah. So let's keep going, guys. I have always worried about how Priscilla doesn't grieve over her daughter, Lisa Marie. I've never understood it. I've always said to you guys, I don't get it. She doesn't grieve. She just goes off out around the world trying to make more money, trying to do more events and personal appearances. I mean, there's one in England, isn't there, on October the 4th I'm going to. So, guys, it's worrying. She might be arrested by then. If there's any truth to this, these are criminal charges, guys. If there's any truth to this, she could be in jail. Yeah? Because this isn't just a lawsuit. This is claiming murder, isn't it, guys? Yeah? So this is scary stuff. Scary stuff that Bridget Cruz is saying. We know that TMZ has posted it. Now, everything I'm saying is just opinions, a discussion, not a fact. Okay? We're a discussion YouTube channel. But this is serious, guys. Okay? So Priscilla knew that Lisa's death neutralized the threat of Lisa's efforts to have Priscilla removed as the sole trustee of Lisa's irrevocable life insurance trust. And Priscilla ultimately wanted to control the Promenade Trust and Graceland, states the complaint. At her house the following week, before Lisa's funeral, Priscilla exclaimed, "I'm the Queen, I'm in charge of Graceland." Now that doesn't surprise me, but obviously this is Bridget Cruz, isn't it? Saying this. The week before the death of Lisa, "I'm the Queen, I'm in charge of Graceland," which is just horrific. Elvis left everything to Lisa Marie. Everything. Priscilla was never the Queen. She was never in charge. It was on behalf of Lisa Marie, always. In fact, many people are very worried about how Priscilla managed to become a co-trustee. Obviously, Vernon made that decision ultimately, didn't he? After Elvis died, Vernon lived a bit longer, and then he is given this decision to make, and ultimately, who's going to look out for the interest of Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie? It's automatic that Vernon would think it would be Priscilla, because Priscilla is Lisa's mother. I get it. Yeah, I understand why Vernon did it. But remember, Elvis did not want Priscilla to be given anything in his will. Elvis's will clearly says that that clearly did not allow for Priscilla. 100% no Priscilla. From what I hear, Elvis felt that she had had enough, because there was a very, very greedy, cruel second divorce settlement, even put a debt on Graceland's to guarantee money installments, cash installments would be given to Priscilla, because Elvis at the time could not afford to pay Priscilla the amount of money she was demanding, even though this second divorce settlement went against what they'd agreed. Because in the first divorce settlement, Priscilla promised there would never be another. And then she comes back, she accuses Elvis of fraud. It all gets reopened by the judge. And then suddenly she's in a position where she can have a second divorce settlement. But this time she goes for the jugular and she demands a crazy amount of money. Yeah, that Elvis just could not afford. Some even say that he sold his pre-1973 recording rights just so he could pay off Priscilla in installments. In fact, when Elvis died, he owed Priscilla a lot of money. She had a lien, a charge, a debt on Graceland's. And I feel that's part of the reason Vernon allowed her to be co-trustee when he did his will amendments. I also feel that even the banks, when Elvis died, even all those big decisions, when they were being made about the museum and many other things, Priscilla having this debt on Graceland's, this lien that her lawyers had placed on Graceland, this deed of trust that was created, that is what gave Priscilla the power to go, I want to front the opening of the Living Museum. We've all seen the footage of Priscilla proudly boasting, oh yeah, we're opening the Living Museum. Oh, we're worried if it will be a success. She knew the fans were always going to massively support Elvis. Obviously, the amount of people visiting the graveside proved that. There was no gamble here. And the Living Museum was always pre-planned before Priscilla. Vernon was involved, Colonel Tom Parker, you got Jack Sodden, Morgan Maxfield. There were many people, Memphis City. There were many people involved behind the scenes that were getting ready to do this Living Museum. It was this bullshit lie that Graceland's was going to be sold off, broken up into pieces, and Elvis was going to be forgotten is bullshit. It's a narrative that Priscilla has tried to tell the world again and again. It just isn't true, guys. And I also believe Lisa Marie even fell for it. I also believe that Priscilla brainwashed, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, Lisa Marie into thinking the only reason Elvis is remembered is because of the saving of the Living Museum and the opening of the Living Museum and the saving of Graceland. It's bullshit, guys. The fans were always going to preserve Elvis. They were never going to sell off that home and break it up. It's bullshit. Yeah, there were things that needed to be dealt with the banks, of course, very serious things, but it was never going to be broken up. They were never going to take the wallpaper off the walls and strip everything down, as Priscilla says. It was bullshit. I think, in my opinion, Lisa Marie was conned by her own mother. That's how I feel, guys. But the public have been lied to and misled with fake news for over 40 years. And it's about time the world opened their eyes and realised that they have been conned, that Elvis was the victim. Lisa Marie is the victim. This was a rewriting of history that reinvented history to suit Priscilla, because she was the poor, and says that the idea of this book was to make her seem like a poor victim and Elvis was the bad guy. And if you go back to those old early 80s interviews, she had a game plan of making herself, poor me, oh, look what Elvis was like. Yeah. And some horrible accusations about Elvis being a controller, a groomer, a paedophile, a shagabout, a drug addict, and many other things, guys. Very unfair, because there's so much more to the story. If you bother to do your research, you'll understand that almost everything Priscilla said has been twisted, yeah, against Elvis, against her own daughter. I think Priscilla even tries to make her own daughter look bad and tries to talk about her like she's some kind of alcoholic, drunkard, spendaholic, just very unkind words. She has never praised Lisa's book, ever. Priscilla has never praised this book, ever, that Riley Keough finished, yeah? Says a lot, guys. In fact, Priscilla has gone on to act as if nothing has changed. Priscilla, after the death of Lisa, has carried on as if nothing has changed. No grieving. Yeah. So it's heartbreaking, guys. I don't even like to say all these things. It's heartbreaking that I even have to say this about the mother of poor Lisa Marie, the ex-wife. Priscilla has always portrayed herself as his partner, that almost like they were still married when he died. She keeps saying Elvis is the love of her life. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Elvis is not the love of her life. She was with Marco Garibaldi for over 20 years. Her own boyfriend allegedly sexually abused Lisa Marie whilst Priscilla was off loving life. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes. Not a fact, just an opinion. It's disgusting, all of it. Michael Edwards, we want justice for poor Lisa Marie. Michael Edwards even admitted the abuse in his own book, his own words. But we have to say it's alleged, guys. But Michael Edwards, you should be in prison, mate. You should be in jail. You should be at least be arrested and questioned. And Priscilla, being the responsible parent, should also be arrested and questioned, because she was in charge of poor Lisa Marie when she was being abused, allegedly abused. So pretty serious stuff, guys. So to you people out there that think Elvis and his bloodline don't need defending, that's what I think of you. Take off your goggles and start seeing what's been happening here. Yeah? Stop defending the people that trash Elvis the most. Why are you defending the people that trashed Elvis the most? Get it? Why are we kissing the arse of the people that trashed Elvis the most? That includes the Step Brothers, the Smiths, Priscilla, and many other people, and a lot of the Memphis Mafia. Let's get real, guys. Okay. Right. Shame on you. So Lisa Marie Presley was hospitalized in 2023 after suffering a cardiac arrest. The lawsuit says that Priscilla Presley, aware that her daughter was preparing to remove her as a sole head of trust, prematurely withdrew life-saving medical treatment with the aim of gaining control of the estate. I mean, that is just like, oh my God. You know, this isn't me saying it. This is the Hollywood Reporter on this. But I've been sent this to me by many different news outlets. It's disgusting, guys. Aware that her daughter was preparing to remove her as a sole head of her trust, prematurely withdrew life-saving medical treatment with the aim of gaining control of this estate. I mean, if that is true, guys, she's going to have a prison sentence. If that is true, that is a prison sentence. That is criminal. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not taking sides because I don't want to get myself in trouble. But, guys, Priscilla knew that Lisa's death neutralized the threat of Lisa's efforts to have Priscilla removed as a sole trustee of Lisa's irrevocable life insurance trust, and Priscilla ultimately wanted to control the Promenade Trust at Graceland, and states the complaint at her house the following week before Lisa's funeral. Priscilla exclaimed, "I'm the Queen, I'm in charge of Graceland." That doesn't surprise me. I'm the Queen, I'm in charge of Graceland. That doesn't surprise me. Those words came out of her mouth. The singer and only child of Elvis Presley was the sole heir to father's sprawling estate. Following her death, Priscilla Presley filed a petition challenging a 2016 amendment to the trust that removed her and her family's former business partner, Barry Siegel, as trustee, whilst designating Lisa Marie Presley's daughter, Riley Q, and deceased son, Benjamin Q, as co-trustee. Now remember, Barry Siegel, very close to Priscilla, ripped off Lisa Marie. Barry Siegel was Priscilla's manager and squandered her fortune on many things, and Priscilla and Barry were taking a massive amount of money directly from this trust. Massive, paying themselves an enormous fee, and allegedly wasted at least $50 million. Everything I say is alleged for entertainment purposes, but guys, Bridget Cruz Barry Siegel was still close friends with Priscilla even after Lisa Marie died. Allegedly, he negotiated the deal to make the Priscilla movie, the Sofia Coppola Priscilla movie. So Barry Siegel, a bad guy, guys, a bad guy. And Priscilla was like that with him. Remember, Barry Siegel ripped off Lisa Marie. Priscilla stayed close friends with Barry Siegel. I think they still are now. Yeah. So the lawsuit says that Cruz and Fialco ultimately brokered a deal to end the dispute. that involved 2.4 million payout for Priscilla. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, the amount of money given to Priscilla to get rid of her was cheap, was a good deal. Couple of $1,000,000. I won't go into it now. Got rid of Priscilla, got her outside of the bubble. Priscilla isn't in the club anymore. She's not in that club. She's gone. She's old news. Okay? I still say that she stormed the book signing event at Graceland. Don't care what anyone else says. She was not supposed to be there. Following the settlement, Priscilla Presley was allegedly contacted by Kaya Morgan, Stanley's former business manager, who was accused, later acquitted on charges of elder abuse against the comic book legend. According to the complaint, he claimed in a discussion with Cruz and Fialco that he could get her name, image, and likeness rights back from Elvis Presley Enterprises, which manages Elvis Presley's intellectual property. The relationship turned sour when Morgan, alongside Priscilla Presley, accused Cruz and Fialco of coercion, of elder abuse, among other things. The lawsuit said Priscilla later cut ties with Priscilla Presley Partners and undermined the company ventures by exploiting her name, image, and likeness rights on her own, including on high-profile appearances on the NBC Christmas at Graceland's comic conventions and promotional events without disclosing or sharing the proceeds. The lawsuit alleges that she also stole funds from the firm's bank accounts. Now, I don't have time to go into all this now, but I think we're going to have to. Around the time Sofia Coppola's Priscilla was set to premiere at the Venice Festival. Now, we know that that film, the Priscilla film, that Lisa Marie did not want it made, did not want her mother to have any part in it at all. Right, and there's even a possibility that Lisa was threatening legal action to try and halt it or try and stop Priscilla's involvement. Serious stuff, guys. So who brokered additional compensation for Priscilla Presley at the A24 Pictures were disinvited from the premiere, with Morgan going on their stand. So yeah, I mean, I still say that Bridget Cruz was involved in many things that she should not have done, that were not in the interest of Lisa Marie and in the interest of Riley, Finney and Harper. I'm worried about Bridget Cruz's involvement, to be honest with you. Bridget Cruz has been on our show. We know that. I've had a few discussions with her, you know, through my show, and I'm concerned about Bridget Cruz. I am concerned about her. Right. As detailed video recordings communicate, already confirmed, there is absolutely no evidence of undue influence, coercion, or elder abuse involved. Only a legitimate, well-documented business partner, said Jordan Matthews, a lawyer for Cruz and Fialco. So Cruz is with her associates and her husband Fialco. Their lawyer is called Jordan Matthews. Right, I'd have to look him up. I don't know who he is. In a statement, the evidence will establish that the real victims here are my clients who invested millions and years of hard work into revitalizing Priscilla Presley's brand, only to be betrayed and falsely accused once the money was on the table and every personal and business issue had been removed. I will say this, guys. Bridget Cruz and Priscilla had become good friends. They've done some involvement with the auction company, letters of recollection being drawn up by Priscilla when they're auctioning some of these items. So they were making a lot of money together, Bridget Cruz and Priscilla Presley. It does sound like it could have been dodgy, because we don't know the genuine authenticity of any of these items that were being sold. If Priscilla is writing letters of recollection to boost the value of these items, we're concerned, aren't we? Yeah, what was Bridget Cruz and Priscilla up to? So everything I'm saying is alleged for entertainment purposes, not a fact, just an opinion that we're sharing. This is a discussion program. A lawyer for Priscilla Presley didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. In a precursor to Wednesday's lawsuit, Priscilla Presley Partners claimed in a lawsuit that it had helped broker a deal for A24 movie adaptation of Presley's memoir. It accused Presley of breach of contract, who was allegedly months away from bankruptcy before it started managing her business affairs, from reneging on an argument to partner with Morgan. Now, I don't know if it's true, if she was close to bankruptcy. It is something that Bridget Cruz has said. Someone else said that she was facing a very big IRS bill as well. I don't know. Yeah. But she is saying, let's have a look, that she helped, in a lawsuit, helped broker a deal for the A24 movie adaptation, Presley's memoir. So does that mean Bridget Cruz helped to do that deal? So that's the first time I've heard Bridget Cruz admit this. Is it, Bridget, if you're watching me, did you help broker the deal? Because you said to me it was Barry Siegel. Because Bridget actually said to me Barry Siegel brokered the deal. So I'll read that bit again. In a precursor to Wednesday's lawsuit, Priscilla Presley Partners claimed in a lawsuit that it had helped broker a deal for the A24 movie adaptation of Presley's memoir. It accused Presley of breach of contract, who was allegedly months away from bankruptcy before it started managing her business affairs, for reneging on an agreement to partner with Morgan. So I think, Bridget, is this correct? Bridget Cruz, if you watch my show, please tell me, please contact me. Did you help set up the deal with Sofia Coppola to make that film? Because we know that that film was based on this ridiculous trash book, this fake fairy tale, this book of lies, this reinvention of history, this complete scam that conned people for 40 years. And the book, Sofia Coppola's movie, was based on this trash book. I don't even understand why Sofia Coppola would write a movie, do a movie based on lies, based on truth that's been twisted, exaggerated. And a lot of it is just blatant lies, allegedly. Just an opinion, guys. At the time, Marty Singer, a lawyer of Priscilla Presley, denied the allegations and accused Cruz and Fialco of misappropriating hundreds of thousands of dollars. The alleged theft related to the allegations that Cruz attempted to sell Presley's home herself. In a declaration to the court, Cruz said that she was directed to do so as co-trustee of Presley's trust. Right, I think that's it. Okay, there's more to come. We're going to carry on with this. We're going to do a live stream on this, on both things. But the scary thing, guys, let's go back to it. The bit, just to end things, the scary bit. What is this? Let's have a look. There we go. This is the scary bit. Let's get it up. Let's click on it. Let's make sure you guys can see it. This is the scary bit. Can I make that bigger? Actually, it is. Let me just get it up. This is, I lose sleep thinking about this. Priscilla Presley pulled the plug on Lisa Marie to control Elvis's estate. I repeat, Priscilla Presley pulled the plug on Lisa Marie to control Elvis's estate. And then obviously Priscilla calls allegations malicious. Is it Marty Singer, her lawyer, says these allegations are, guys, very, very worrying. So we're going to do a live stream on both these topics. So we've got the lawsuit and we've got the pulled the plug, the do not resuscitate stuff that you fans have been trying to tell me for a long time, for 2 years, that these allegations are so extreme that I've always thought, nah, come on, a mother wouldn't do that to a daughter. Now I'm concerned. Now I'm like, bloody hell, it might be true. Now that is why Elvis needs defending. That is why we run a channel called Defending Elvis Presley. Remember, we defend the bloodline. That includes Riley, Finley, Harper, Lisa, Benjamin, Vernon, Gladys. Yeah, of course, Elvis. To all you people that don't think they need defending, you need to wake up and remove your blinkers and stop kissing the arse of the people that trashed Elvis the most. His own family, the people closest to Elvis, trashed him the most. You need to get your loyalties right. You need to kiss the arse of the right person. Kiss the arse of the right person. Stop hero worshipping these people that have harmed Elvis's image, reputation, and legacy, and are telling lies about him. Poor Elvis. Poor Elvis. What happened to your loyalty to Elvis? And now your loyalty has been moved to these other people that trashed him for money for decades. Close family members. Ex-wife, Memphis Mafia. Come on. Time to wake up, guys. This is a wake-up call. some of the extreme things that have been discussed on my channel may be true. May be true. Elvis may not be the bad guy you all think he is. Maybe the way that you guys were brainwashed by this book, you need to rethink things, re-look at things. You Priscilla fans out there, how long have you been kissing the arse of Priscilla, chasing her down the road for autographs, when what you should be doing is defending Elvis, defending his image, his reputation, his dignity? Why is poor Lisa Marie portrayed as a bad person? Why do people keep bringing up her teenage years, that what she went through as a teenager when she lost her father? She was dragged away from her father age 4 to live with a complete stranger, Mike Stone, the karate champion. How would you feel if you were dragged away from Graceland, away from your father who you worshipped and adored, to live with a complete stranger? So every day you had to wake up with a stranger, Mike Stone, this giant karate champion, whilst Priscilla went off pursuing her career in modelling and acting and business. And then look what went on with Priscilla's other boyfriend, Michael Edwards, who allegedly abused her for years, while Priscilla was off out pursuing her ambitions. It is so wrong. And now there's accusations that she may have turned off the machine so that she could have control of Gracelands, because she loudly says, I am the queen of Gracelands. I control Gracelands. Heartbreaking. Anyway, guys, got to